Hello, hello, hello. Seem to be very slow today on the internet, which is okay. Let me make sure I have sound. Okay. Still trying to go live on YouTube, but that's not working very well. Okay, my name is Teresa Micheletti, and this site is called Take What Rings True. So you don't have to believe anything I say. If it rings true to you, keep the information. If it doesn't ring true to you, let it go. Who cares? So today I want to talk about positive things, positive actions that could help you in your daily life to be better, to be more balanced, to feel better. So the first thing is laughter. Laughter and humor dispel negativity. My sister's been watching puppies on YouTube and babies. Now that could dispel negativity because they're pretty funny, puppies and babies. Maybe cementing your aura, your electrical emanation around you. You can ask for it to be cemented. I always say strong, clear, intact, color corrected, and cemented. So I want my aura to be clear. I don't want anything interfering with it. I want it to be complete. I remember when I had my first reading with Sylvia Brown, she said, "Your aura's in tatters." It's probably because I'd been attacked more than once, not physically, but mentally by some bosses. So it was not a good year. So ask for your aura to be strong, clear, complete. And that means the perimeter of your aura is complete. So negativity can't get in. And ask for it to be expanded. If you're feeling threatened, then keep it like 3 feet, 5 feet. If you're not, expand it 50 feet. If you do that on the freeway, a lot of times things clear out. All those cars just move away from you and give you some space to drive. So you might want to try that. Okay. Another thing you can do is not isolate yourself. Be with other people. Be with other light entities. Talk to the Creator. Talk to Mother God. Talk to Father God. Pray, meditate. We were told that praying is talking to God. Meditate is listening. So when you meditate, you are listening to the Creator or all parts of the Creator because we're all part of God. So shut the windows of negativity. Now, if you think of darkness coming towards you from other people, like somebody's in a really bad mood and they go by you, then that negativity can attach to you, like, bleed over on you like a fog, and it touches you. So ask for the windows of negativity to be shut. It's a symbol. You're asking for the negativity to stay on that side, and then you have a clear side. So your auric field. You can also ask for your emotions and intellect to be in balance and cement them. When your emotions are out of balance, then it's kind of hard not to cry. It's kind of hard to get your act together. So you can ask for your emotions to be put to sleep until your intellect can figure out what to do next, what's happening next. Also, if you're really emotional, if you tap on your shoulders right here, that bone, if you tap that, that's called K27. I don't know why they call it that. But anyway, tap that and that will help bring you back into balance. I remember doing that in the middle of a restaurant one time because I couldn't stop crying. Okay. Don't follow all the national news. If you want to read some news, fine, but don't spend 24 hours doing it. So follow a good nutrition regime. If you're only eating chocolate-covered M&Ms, then you're probably not getting the nutrients you need. I stayed with, one summer I was taking a class in San Diego, and I stayed with this lady. She only ate chocolate-covered M&Ms or chocolate-covered peanuts, M&M peanuts, whatever. That was her whole nutritional food. Now, different colors from God, different frequencies make you feel better. And it's been suggested that you ask for white light to be around you, which is all the colors. And that's a protective color. It's often considered the Holy Spirit or the love between the mother and the father. Ask for gold, ask for purple. Those are all high spiritual colors. If instead you have a mungy green around you, you're not going to feel good. If you have a mottled aura, it's not complete, then you're not going to feel good. Ask for your chakras. You don't have to know where they are and what they are. Ask for your chakras, which are energy centers, and they look like little spinning lights, I guess you could call it. Rahim, one of the spirit guides, described it as stars, and you can ask for your stars to spin inside your chakras. So I ask for, again, my chakras to be strong, clear, intact, and I ask for the stars to spin if they're supposed to spin, and if they're not, if they're supposed to be quiet, then they be quiet. So whatever's the most advantageous. Maybe I need to have one of my chakras not be very active right now. And sometimes if they're overactive, I was doing a spiritual retreat with 6 other people, and the moderator had, what do you call those? Singing bowls. This guy came and brought singing bowls and all this other stuff. Well, something did not agree with me, and it blew out one of my chakras, and I felt horrendous. But I think that they shouldn't have even had that person come, because we were working on something very specific in that retreat, and this guy was not paying attention to how his audience was doing at all. He just kept on his little checklist of what he was going to do next. So I should have gotten up and walked out of the room, but no, I didn't want to be impolite. Instead, I just felt awful. Kids. Sometimes you just gotta think, okay, what's the best thing to do? Get up and leave. So if you know things that you should eat or should not eat, then go with those. You'll feel better. If you know you're allergic to something, try not to eat that every day. Ask for your chakras to be cleansed, cleared, whatever words you want to use. A spirit guide told us to put our worries on worry beads to make a little necklace, or just a circle of string, whatever. It needs to be natural. So what do you call that? Like raffia string or cotton string, but not plastic. And make the beads be not plastic. So they could just be little wooden beads. They could be clay beads, whatever kind of beads you want, but please not man-made, only earth-made, natural. And you put a worry on each bead. Am I wearing a net? No, I'm not wearing one. Oh, nope, I don't have that either. Anyway, you put one worry on each bead. Like maybe the first one is your kids. You're worried about them. Maybe the second one is your job. Maybe the third one is your health. Maybe the fourth one is trying to figure out your career. So you put your worries on your beads, and then set them aside. If you have sand, you can put them in sand to neutralize it. So that would be like an ionizer. You can use water if they're waterproof, put them in water. Also, it helps to have plants in your room, like real plants, not silk plants or plastic plants. But if you put 3 plants in the room, they help to ionize the air and help to make you feel better. So if you have made your worries, put your worries on your beads, then you can bury it in the sand or put them in water. You can also put it out in the sunlight or the moonlight. Wear a crystal. Don't wear 17 different kinds of crystals. Wear a crystal and let that crystal absorb negativity. I got this really pretty quartz pendant, and I didn't know I needed to clear it and cleanse it. So the next thing I know, it has all these cracks in it because it's been absorbing the negativity around me. So crystal. And the one Rahim always suggested was, spirit guide, was amethyst. But whatever suits your fancy. Silver, if you wear silver, it reflects negativity. So it sends it back away from you. And gold helps to center you. It was suggested one time to get a little gold ring, even like a little baby ring. You could put it like on a string or whatever. And that way the negativity gets caught in the gold ring and goes around in a circle, which is pretty cool. So those are some things you can do to be more positive. And another one is write 3 things you're grateful for in the morning. Get a journal, get a piece of paper, get a file on your computer, and write 3 things that you're appreciative of, because that will help you set a mind frame that you're going to be positive. Instead of getting up and thinking about the yucky news you heard last night, the fight you had with your brother, that should not be the thing you're concentrating on. You know, where your focus goes, that's what you bring into you. That's the energy that you bring in. So if you're hating your neighbor, then guess what's coming to you? Hate. Don't do that. If you hate your neighbor, then ask God to take care of it. You're going to give the whole thing to the Creator and let Him take care of it. And then you get to let it go instead of spinning in negativity. So often you can just give it to God, let God take care of it. So that's another thing you can do. So being positive. My friend Sylvia Brown would say, act as if you're having a wonderful day. Act as if you're positive. Act as if you feel wonderful. And then your body follows suit, because your body is very sentient and very literal. I remember, and spirit guides are very literal too. I remember one of the guys in minister class asked Francine, who came in to visit. Francine is a spirit guide, and occasionally Sylvia would go into a trance and her spirit guide would come in and talk to us. So Francine came in and he asked about his diet. He said, I have been on this high protein diet. I've been eating hundreds of pounds of meat. And she just stopped right there and said, that will just be horrible for you. You have to stop eating so much meat. And of course, we all knew he was exaggerating. She took it literally. So please, 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 when you're talking to your spirit guide, make sure you're saying what you want. Exactly. Now, that doesn't mean you can't kid. That doesn't mean you can't say stupid things. But I had been working 24/7. Well, not 24/7. I've been working 7 days a week for months. And the lady next door to me, at work, had broken her leg. I think it was her knee. And I was talking with a friend, and she said, I just really want to break like Teresa. There's a different Teresa. Like Teresa. So guess what? She got a break. She fell down and broke her knee. So you need to be specific. Don't, Spirit guides are accommodating. You say you want to break your knee, they'll help you break your knee. Well, I asked for a break because I was working 7 days a week. I asked for a break. So I fell down and broke my wrist, actually crushed it. The physical therapist said, well, we'll just give you 1% movement because you don't have any. But, you know, that way it's at least some positive. So she was trying to be positive. And my wrist is fine. I don't have arthritis. I don't even remember which arm or hand it was. That's another thing. The doctor at the emergency room said that I would get arthritis. It's like, why are you programming me? So instead, I'm telling myself and out loud to the doctor, I am not getting arthritis. I will be feeling fine. Thank you very much. So reframe things. When people say negative stuff to you, reframe it. Is that your truth? Is that what you want to believe? No. So switch it around. What would be the positive of whatever that is? And please stop hanging around with all these negative people. If you know somebody brings you down all the time, don't spend time with them. I mean, if they're family, of course, you have to go to dinner with them sometimes or whatever. Or it's your mom, well, okay, you have to take care of her. But if not, hang around the people who make you feel good. Hang around the people who are uplifting. And the same thing with music. If you know that some music makes you feel bad, why are you listening to it? So as you go through the day today, think about the stuff that brings you down. Think about the stuff that makes you feel bad and see how you can switch that up and make it positive. A lot of times there are things we can do. For instance, if you have a yucky person you work next to, well, then fill the room with light, put platinum columns on the sides of the doors and the sides of the windows, and they won't want to be in that room as much, and they probably will leave the room when they can. Another thing to do is to be invisible. Ask to be invisible to that person, unless you're supposed to talk to them. But don't do what I do and forget. I was at the stoplight. I was the first person in line to turn left. Well, it went 3 cycles and it didn't have the left turn signal. And then I'm thinking, well, angels, fix this. And I realized I'm invisible. I don't want my car to be invisible. I need to make that statement. I need my car to be visible at all times. I asked them to make me invisible. Then I was invisible. So the light didn't change. So you need to be specific when you ask for stuff like that. I told you before that sometimes when I'm invisible, the sliding glass door will not open at the grocery store or the department store, wherever I am. So you need to be specific about how much protection you want if you ask to be invisible. And it really works to ask to be invisible to someone, unless you need to talk to them. So try that. That's an experiment for you to try. Put platinum columns up in the corners of your room and platinum columns on the sides of your windows, the sides of your doors. Not in the middle of the room, because if you keep doing it, you could bump into it eventually. So says Rahim, Spirit Guide. But it is helpful. I do that whenever I go to a hotel or a new building, even churches. I put platinum columns in the corners. It makes me feel better and it creates a positive atmosphere. So what else could you do that would be positive? So whatever's happening today, when you feel negativity, is there something you could do to make it more positive? And it doesn't cost any money to do all those things. So be more positive, feel more positive, and be with people of the light. And if you don't have any people around you that are of the light, then join a group online. Get in a WhatsApp group where people talk to each other. So there are many things you can do to make yourself feel better. And I suggest you start with things you're grateful for. You don't have to write them down. You could just say them. You know, I am grateful for my family. I am grateful for whatever. 3 things. And reframe your day. And if you're feeling yucky or feeling negative, then reframe it. Act as if. Act as if you are feeling wonderful. Act as if it's a happy day. Act as if everything is going right. So when you have that expectation of positivity, then you bring yourself positivity. You don't want to have the expectation of yucky stuff and feeling negative, because then that's what you bring to yourself. You are very powerful. You are a very powerful creator. So you need to make sure you're not programming like I did. I want a break, and I got a break. Program for good stuff. Program for feeling better. Program for being balanced. All right. Hey, Carla. Nice to see you. I hope to have you join me next Wednesday. What is the date next Wednesday? I might be on an airplane that day. If I am, then I will let you know on Facebook. If it's the 27th, I'm on a plane. Okay, anyway, thank you. And I will see you next week, hopefully. Thanks. Bye.